Welcome back to Couples Goals. I screw up the intro every single time, and Lockie's still
got one job.
She's drinking water today.
Welcome back to episode 7 of Couple Goals. I was like, what is this podcast called again? Yeah, we're on the waters, and I still can't get it together. Yeah, it's deteriorating my brain cells. They're just
proof.
Well, today's a very exciting day because we have another couple guest, and today it's Daniel and Wes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I need to get a button that does all the claps.
Yeah.
Like I do, I just don't know which one it is.
Like the golden buzzer of
Yeah.
Got Talent.
So we've been friends with Dan and Wes for how long?
7. I've known you,
About 7 years, yeah.
Yeah.
7 years, and Daniel also works with us at Empire of Song, and lovely Wes, his husband, has joined us as well. We're just going to have a chat about all things marriage.
You have an incredible beard, like a well-groomed
It was groomed this
beard.
morning.
Yeah, for the podcast.
Yeah.
I should have done the same. I just trimmed mine.
Daniel, you're dragging your feet.
Yeah, no.
Yours is nice. Yours is nice.
Look,
Amazing.
I have daily beard envy of my husband. Yeah.
It's
and
a real thing.
You've got good beard game as well.
For some reason, I've gone off having a beard. So when it gets too long, I feel dirty now. Don't know why.
I just
Really?
wonder if Amy was your beard as well. Or
Yeah. Do you guys like my beard?
Oh, my goodness. Just a quick side note. You went number 1 today. First number 1.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. Well, number 1 on Kicks FM, which is one of the biggest country music stations in Australia.
Yeah, networks all over the country, and they have decided this week that Amy Sheppard Blue Guitar is number 1. And what an amazing thing.
So cool. It's my first time number 1 on Kicks. It's a big deal. They do a post and all the other artists congratulate you. So it's really cool.
Awesome.
A great milestone. So let's hope it continues to build from here on out.
Absolutely. I also have to remember that nodding is not an acceptable way of saying yes on a podcast. But you know,
Everyone at home's like, is Dan still there?
he's nodding.
Yeah, you've got to verbal. It teaches you to tell stories, which I'm terrible at. So you guys are probably good at. How'd you guys meet?
Oh, that's a great one.
Did we have 2 different stories?
No.
No, same story.
Both there.
Told differently.
Both conscious and awake for it.
That's always good.
That's good. We actually met on Tinder. I had just moved to Brisbane from Adelaide towards the end of 2014, and we swiped right and we matched, and it was a bit of a long-winded time from swiping right and matching to actually meeting.
All right, so talk us with Tinder.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're just looking at a lot of photos. Like, what was it about Dan that made you go, I'm swiping right?
Great question.
That is a great question. Well, he's very photogenic.
So he has got great eyes.
Yeah, it does, yes. It was actually the eyes and the smile.
The smile.
Yes.
Yeah, Dan is a
there
very
he is.
handsome man.
For those
Blue
who
eyes.
are listening, you've got to watch to see Dan smile.
Yes, I nod and smile, which is just, I'm a dream guest on the podcast. Yeah. And I saw Wesley when I noticed his photo. There's a couple of them, and one of them he was on a merry-go-round carousel thing at a fair or something.
I was celebrating a breakup of a relationship.
Is that how you do it?
That's hilarious.
But he's my exact type. Like, I have many types, but he's like he's my dream type.
Wow.
Dream type.
Yeah, just that.
How do you
Rugged,
get to like
handsome.
the dream type? How did you come to that?
I don't know. Lots of people can be handsome or beautiful, but there's just always like one particular look, and he's got it. So
What
I
is
was
it? The dark features.
Dark features. I don't know. I don't know.
Because you're quite
Almost
tall.
like
Did you want someone tall, or you didn't really care about that? Because Dan, you're
Height's important to me.
gigantic.
Yeah, what are you, 6?
I'm like 6'6", so I'm like just under 2 meters tall.
wow.
So your height is important to me. Although if I
don't
was
think-
straight and dating an average size woman, I guess I'd be miles taller than her. Amy, you're tall
Yeah.
for a girl.
I guess so.
For a
Like
girl.
I'm just a bit shorter than Lockie. So
Yeah, so she spoons me at night. And it's quite nice.
It's just got to be height compatible. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Don't want to be look like a circus attraction walking down the street. So,
But we didn't. I don't think we actually knew each other's height either. I don't, because it wasn't until you saw me the first time I saw you that we realized that we were both quite tall people.
yeah, that's true. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe I read maybe it was in your bio or something. But anyway, I was I was smitten from the first swipe.
Do you remember each other's bios? What did we have there?
I don't really remember like the words you said, but I just remember going like, I just knew, like, straight away, there was no ambiguity. I was like, I'm into him. But I had just started seeing someone else. But like as in days earlier. So it was still like
Fresh.
Super fresh. We'd been like on one date. So that ended up playing out for a couple of months. But then we arranged to meet at New Year's Eve on 2014.
Oh, what a cool first date. Fireworks.
Yeah.
Well, we met at the charming Squire.
Yes. It's
Oh, the one
South
in
Bank in
South Bank,
Brisbane.
yeah.
And as soon as he stood up from his stool and turned around, I was like, tick.
My man.
Damn.
We'll marry, we'll everything. I leapt 77 steps.
Just walks over drooling.
Yeah. I was like, sorry, are you having a stroke?
And Wes, do you remember seeing Daniel for the first time?
I do, yes. So I got to the bar. I'm very prompt on timing, so I'm always early. So I was sitting in the bar waiting and at a bar table, whatever, and I remember turning around and seeing him walking into the charming Squire. I was like, yeah, great. Very handsome, very tall.
Yay. I actually didn't know that, your feelings on that. I mean, I guess assume that since you married me that you must have thought that went well. But yeah, it's nice to hear it, exactly.
So who proposed to who?
Well...
And how long were you together before?
That's actually a funny story. Today is our 4-year anniversary.
Today?
I proposed to Daniel today.
4 years ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
We should have been having the wine.
Yeah.
We've really messed up.
That's all right.
But our journey of getting to marriage and proposal was not probably an easy one. I didn't want to get married. I don't believe in the concept and having that. It was never a life ambition. I don't know. It's never... I don't know, maybe because being gay, it was never something that was available to us. So it was never like, oh, I need to find someone to get married. And because that's not a relationship pathway that was open to us until 5 years ago here. But it's just never been something that I've ever wanted to do. So I remember Daniel saying, we had a date night. We used to catch up every couple of weeks because at the time I was still studying. And I remember him saying, we were sitting down at a restaurant in West End, one of our favorites, and he goes, at some point I'm going to have to decide whether this relationship is worth my dreams, because he wants a family and to get married, or well, that's it, kind of thing. So
that's a big
thing,
ultimatums.
Yes, a big ultimatum. But it was...
Oh my God, I sound like a terrible person.
No,
It probably wasn't as blunt as that, but it was the...
Felt like it.
Yeah. But it was... the conversation was neutral. There was no anger or anything like that. It was just... He's always expressed what he wanted, and it's never been it was never hidden and then suddenly surprised. And I've always been open and honest about how I felt about that side of relationships and that. But I've always wanted to spend my life with him. So for me, it wasn't really a compromise because it was giving him something that I already wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
We didn't get the tissues either.
So how did you propose? Who proposed? You proposed.
I proposed, yes. So
Okay.
Daniel would have proposed, I think, 2 weeks
At the
into
charming
our...
Squire walking in on that. Here's some fries also.
It's a ring somewhere in there. No, Daniel always said that if we were going to get married, I had to propose because he then knew that I would be
committed
to it. So it was 2018 today, and I had just finished my nursing degree, so everything signed off, ready for graduation, and I decided, well, he supported me through all of that with all the clinical hours and everything that comes with that. So I thought we would do one of our viewing parties that we have. We usually do like a weekly catch-up with all our friends. Daniel's an avid Survivor watcher.
Yep, big time.
Big time. So I arranged with most of them to come over to our apartment. Some of them knew what was going on. And then just before the show after the show had ended, I did a little speech and like, I just want to thank everyone. I'm graduating. I just want to thank everyone. I have a little gift for Daniel if Daniel can close his eyes.
And I legit thought at this point that he had got me like a T-shirt from Cotton On or something.
just a Survivor T-shirt.
Like, I think in that time we were like buying each other random things like that. Like, oh, here's a T-shirt I saw. And like, oh, cool. Like, I'll never say no to a freebie. Yeah. And then it was like rustling. I'm like, oh, like, why did you hide the T-shirt in the laundry? It was weird. And then I came out, but I was so nervous and like, so there was a little video of it, and I came out and I was like, I had the box ready and like trying to get Daniel's. So Daniel's got giant hands. I don't know if you've seen Daniel's hands, but they are. So trying to get his ring size was
stealthy. So I had to cut out the ring size measurer, and while he was sleeping, like try and measure his finger.
Oh, that is stealthy.
And then send it off to go get the ring.
Is that how you did it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Did you do that to me?
No, right, you've got a big eyelash on your face.
Oh.
You've always got food or eyelashes on your face.
Classic.
Classic game.
No, I couldn't do that with you. You sleep. If I move, you're like,
Yeah.
Wide
I'm
awake.
Yeah.
Like,
Really
I'm like
light
a dead
sleeper.
brick in bed. So
Yeah.
dead brick.
not even a live brick,
Yeah.
a dead one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's risky as.
Yeah, so I got that sorted, and then so I forgot to let go of the plastic bag that I had the ring in. So there's the video of me holding a plastic bag and then trying to open the ring box, and then got down on one knee and
I'm a bottle of champagne at this point,
Yes.
so I was oblivious
And
to
you were
like.
good and you kept your eyes closed? Or did you peek?
No, I wasn't staring at. I don't know if I.
you had your eyes closed.
I did.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
video it shows your eyes were closed, so I assume.
He was a bottle of champagne
Yeah.
deep. For me, I would have been out.
Yeah. So I got down on one knee, and then I
This
said,
is a lot of effort for a T-shirt from Cotton On.
yeah. So I got down on one knee, opened the box, and then I said, open your eyes. And he looked, and I was like, will you be my husband? But I think the shock of the noise and of the plastic bag and everyone around with phones and Paul, I think, screamed in the background or something. And I had to ask him 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, will you be my husband? Will you
But
be
not 3 times to be convinced, 3 times to sort of like snap into the
Yeah.
moment and realize this
What
dream
was
of my
happening?
entire life is coming true while I'm, yeah.
So you
bottle
didn't
of
quite
bottles.
realize what was happening?
It was just so it was so surreal. Like
Yeah.
like you know, like you lie in bed at night dreaming about your Prince Charming coming and how's he going to propose to you. But I had thought about like if that moment would ever happen for me, and then it was like, oh, this is happening right now,
Yeah.
and everyone in our apartment, and it was just it was incredible.
Mm.
That's 4
That's
years
such
ago
a beautiful way to propose because all of your friends were there.
Yeah.
It's so unexpected that
today.
that would be a proposal, but such a unique and personal way to do it because Daniel loves Survivor
Yeah.
so much. And I remember seeing the video. It was so beautiful. Mm.
How many of the relationships do you think, because I'm like you, I never dreamt about having a wedding or whatnot, and Amy continued to throw the conversation with little rings in messages every now and then, and eventually just like, well, I don't not want to, but I'm also not into it either, but then eventually just like, let's do it. I wonder how many relationships are like that, where one person is just so keen and the other person is just a bit of tumbleweed. I can consider myself.
Yeah. I think a lot of
I think a lot.
men, a lot of straight men in particular don't really.
We don't have
I
that
don't
fairy
know.
tale. Like you
Yeah.
always you had yours from the moment it happened. It was just like, this
Well,
is
girls-
what's happening. And I was like,
Not just girls, but
Yeah.
people dream about it and it's a big deal. It's a good, well, it's for me, it's the commitment as well. It's not so much about
Specific
the wedding. I mean,
yeah.
not so much about the wedding.
Once you're planning one, you want it to be nice and
Yeah, of
reflect
course.
you as a couple.
Yeah.
It's not like you. I mean, I'm sure there are people that
get married for the wedding.
get married for the wedding or have spent their whole 20s like collecting, I don't know, stationery cutouts of things with like real next level stuff. But
Well, we always joke that it was Daniel's wedding feet, Wes.
Oh, I am
turned
with you. Everyone's like, Amy's wedding was awesome. I was like, you realise I was a +1
Yeah.
there. I was a big part of that.
I've said my wedding so many times in conversations with Wesley sitting right next to me. Going,
I know how you feel.
Oh, that's so funny. But we were very fortunate to be able to attend your wedding, and it was so fun and so
Oh,
beautiful.
thank
And you
you.
guys really did do it your way.
The Celine Dion part
Yeah. So
was just the best.
I almost died on that entrance just quietly. Like a piece of confetti got stuck in my throat.
Oh, really?
And I think I choked 3 times that night on confetti. It was a great idea, but in
Yeah.
hindsight,
So when you entered,
So-
just for those who weren't there,
yes.
sad for you, but as you entered your reception, you had
Yes.
confetti and Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On, was blaring, which was so funny and just like such a great
It was
moment.
the best of all time.
well, we wanted to build it just to that, like the big note that she hits sort of towards the end and make this sort of like super, like, well, let's lean into the gayness of it all and just like a gold confetti shower, Celine Dion, Wesley begrudgingly agreeing to all of this and going, oh, yes, Daniel.
Yeah.
And it was in a little bar in Wollongabba, so it was quite tightly packed. And yeah, I remember, I love that moment. We've got a really good photo of it as well.
Yeah.
So.
And the video as well made for a good moment in your video, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a great day.
It was, yes.
Would you do anything differently with the wedding?
Oh, wish we had like 20 grand more to have done all the
Yeah.
things you wanted, but not really.
No, nothing of the wedding I would change. The morning of getting ready, I probably would have been. It didn't really set in yet. Like I had my family getting ready with me, our like wedding party, and it wasn't until like we were getting photos done that I was like, oh, yeah, this is happening. Like for me, it was like, oh, it's just a family breakfast, and we got some drinks happening, and like, I'm putting on a suit, and then I read Daniel's little letter to me and the gift he got me, and it's like, oh, this is setting in now.
Yeah.
And Wes got me, and I thought of you at the time actually, got me a bottle of Tom Ford Fucking Fabulous, the fragrance.
Oh, love me some Tom Ford.
Yeah, I know you do. And it's, it was such a good present.
And do you wear it on special occasions, or have you like finished it?
No, I only wear it for special occasions, and I'm conscious that it won't last forever, so I probably need to chew through it a bit faster. I save it for like such special things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a goodie.
Yeah, I have a wedding perfume too, and I was saving it for special occasions, but I just love it so much that now I just wear it all the time.
I know, it's like associated with you so much when we work together and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be my scent from now on.
But quickly, I
My
thought
scent. Yummy.
I did want to add in something quickly about Amy while you're talking about yourself and work, and Celine Dion was mentioned. And I don't know if everyone at home knows this, but like I consider myself the world's biggest Celine Dion fan until I met Amy Sheppard, who would rival me in her love for Celine and the ballads over the years. And one of the best things about working with you is that, and I don't even think you pick up on it, is that I can just hum or drop the first line of any Celine song, and you just, without even flinching, take it from there in full voice. Almost like you've heard it on the radio. Didn't even realise that I lobbed you up this perfect first line. All by myself.
I was so disappointed because we went to our friend's wedding in France, and they're not that Celine Dion is French, but she sings in French, so they all listen to Celine Dion. And Etsy and our friend was like blasting Celine Dion songs, but they were in French, so I was like so confused because I couldn't sing them, and I was so like, he was like, "Can you sing it?" And I couldn't, and it was so sad. So that's, I guess, my next goal is to learn every Celine Dion song in French.
Well, the only French words I know are words from Celine Dion.
Education in French through Celine.
That's right. Well, it has nothing to do with the podcast, but I did want to.
Well, it is the podcast. It's the conversation. What's your favourite Celine song?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's like asking me who my favourite husband is.
How long
I think Twice is my favourite.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what my favourite is. It changes all the time as well.
Like My Heart Will Go On is not my favourite, but because it was in our wedding.
But it's so iconic as well.
Yeah, it's now more special because of...
I love I Drove All Night. That's so fun.
That's fun.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I got a question for you guys. Random one.
Yep.
What was it like for you the day that same-sex marriage got passed? Because you said it wasn't even in your realm, but Dan, it was obviously.
How many times am I going to cry on this podcast?
But it still would have been really important to you, Wes.
Yeah.
It was important to me, but it's a bag of mixed emotions because one, at the end of the day, it didn't matter what Australia said. Yep. But even if they said yes, the government still had the ability to say no because it didn't have any.
Oh, really?
It was a plebiscite. It wasn't a referendum.
Oh,
so it was basically like
it wasn't binding.
It was a public vote of where people were sitting, but it didn't mean that the government would honour that. So
I never knew that.
So for me, it was frustrating because we could have almost 100% of Australia say yes, and the government could say still.
But we don't want it.
We don't want it. So for me, it was more of a mixed bag of emotions. It also was kind of hurtful just seeing different tactics and everyone's entitled to their views, and I get that. But it was just kind of hurtful to see how some people viewed things. I don't know how to put it.
It was it's like having everything you believe in your life put on the table for everyone to talk about.
Yeah.
And openly, and like there's no consequences to just people crap on you on Facebook. Not you personally, but
I just remember being so shocked because we're talking about love here. It's like love should be free for all. And it's just ridiculous that people were fighting over that and against love.
I was thinking about it like on my way over. I was like, what questions could I ask? And then I was like, that's an interesting one because we've got obviously you guys, Pat, and so many of our friends are gay, and it's like I never even think about it because obviously I'm just like still people at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter. But then
Yeah,
you
really
hear all
opens
these
your-
you hear all these other perspectives, and you're like, I don't like I can, as you just said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I just really struggle to understand how you can take people out of the whole equation of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can debate in life and have different views
Yeah.
on things like maybe the economy or, I don't know, climate change or something like that. But I feel like something simple like that, I don't see how there's any valid
Yeah,
argument on the other side of the fence that makes any
it's literally
sense.
not.
Especially when it doesn't affect the people who generally are arguing against it.
Yeah,
Coming over to marry you.
And it
Yeah.
does blow my
ugly
mind.
puppet. Yeah,
It blows my mind that it was only 5 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah. That
feel
is,
like how-
honestly,
Behind, backwards. Anyway, we got there in the end.
Better late than never.
Yes, and we're very excited. But I was actually, I think also the day it was announced, I was having my appendix removed.
Oh, good.
oh really?
What a way to celebrate.
Yes.
And I was being a
In
great,
the- yeah.
great boyfriend and not by his bedside.
And not
Yeah.
by my bedside. I was,
I'll send you a text. Yeah, see ya.
yeah, that's right. I was in hospital on waiting for my surgery, and you were at a survivor party night.
Oh,
No, I wasn't. No, it was in the morning, and it was they did the
I was
live
prepping for
announcement in the city, in the Victoria Park in the city, not Victoria Park, Queen Victoria.
did you go?
Yeah, it was a massive rally, and they did a live announcement, and there was just cheers, like went everywhere. It was
Yeah.
very emotional. Yeah, it was very special.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good time.
So, how's married life? Has it changed?
This might lead us into our
There
pet
we go.
peeves, hey?
Actually, I don't think anything has really fundamentally changed since we've been married. I just love saying husband. So that's a real
Do you know?
recommended thing. And I noticed when you started saying it just after you got married, and I was like, oh, you get to say that now too.
Yeah.
I feel like you're
it's
old.
such a
I
weird
don't
transition.
say. I still say partner because I just feel like when I say wife, I feel like I'm old. And one of the Molly, Kathleen's friend the other day when I said, "Oh, my wife," she's like, "I've never heard you say that, and you sound old." And I was like, "That's exactly why I don't say it." So you're my partner.
Yeah, it did take me a while to get used to because you just get used to saying fiance,
Yes.
you know, from saying boyfriend, and then you get married and you're like, my fiance.
Fiance's
Like,
just a pit stop
Yeah.
on the way. Husband.
Yeah, so not
Well.
much has changed for you guys at all.
No, we had we had referred to each other as husbands for quite a while before we got married, but our relationship, interestingly, has always been quite close from the get-go. 2 weeks into us dating, Daniel was ready to be committed, and I said, I'm not ready there. Like our communication style was developed quite quickly, but in a good way. So we were never second guessing where we were with each other.
Yeah.
And I had some, not a list, but some stipulations that I was like, I need you to meet these to make sure that this relationship actually works.
Can you share some?
Well, family for
Yes,
me was a
please.
big one. So
I do remember that.
I'm South African, and we immigrated to Australia in 2002. So for us, family is a lot because we didn't have many people here. So we're very close, very as your family is as well. I don't know much about your family. So sorry.
Wait, you didn't do your research?
Only one of you's on Wikipedia.
Damn it, I'm going to create my own after this.
But our family is very, very close, very connected. And so for me, family, in my past relationships, family, people didn't understand our dynamic connection with each other. So for me, I wanted to make sure that Daniel's family was similar in that sense. And it was actually the night that I had dinner with his mum and stepdad that I asked him to be my boyfriend, because I could see the connection, I could see the closeness and the similarities between his family and mine, that I was like, yeah.
Wow. So do you guys think you will start a family at some point of your own?
Oh, here we go.
Party, if you want to develop to us, but
Yeah, I mean, we have no issue talking about it. I think it's probably a no. Like I have times that I really want that. But now I'm getting older. I think if we started now and started thinking about it now, we'd at least 2 years before a little human was in the picture, and I'd be nearly 44 by then. So
Still in your prime.
I'm not a man that can. I'm a man that thinks about it and then sits down.
Daniel's biological clock is ticking.
Yes. Yeah, so then I think, then I'll be like 100 when it's at school. But
But it's not a definite no.
Oh, it's definitely not a definite no, but Wesley might have a firmer view on the definiteness of that.
Well, I think we are in a unique situation where it's not like you can
Happening by accident.
it can't happen by accident. But we would obviously have to source someone to carry a child for us or get a child. So it wouldn't be like, oh, we're having a child.
Yeah.
It would be like your child or my child kind of thing. I've always never wanted children or anything like that. I've made that very clear, again, from very close start in our relationship. However, I'm not against Daniel having a child or going down that route, and I would support Daniel and the child just as much. It's just I've never wanted my own biological child, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not so much a no, it's just more that for us there's a process to go through, and we're also limited with some laws that can make that happen for us, and
Money.
a
A lot
as
of
well.
money. I love that
It
when you say
is-
I don't mind if Daniel has a baby. Like I'll be in the other room with the baby, and it'll be on the lease as our other flatmate. Is that how it works?
You paying rent, Jeff?
That's right. You and your choices.
Wes is like, we're splitting this 3 ways.
But you're right. It is a privilege that straight people have, just because we don't have to. Well, depending on whether you need IVF or not, usually you don't have to go through a lot of the things that you guys will have to go through if you go down that path. And
some people should.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone just has their challenges on this, but yeah, obviously for us, there is absolutely no option apart from obviously spending a lot of money, and then that requires us both to be on the same page, and then that would possibly come at the expense of when we would be able to afford a house and that kind of thing. So lots of things to think about, and I'm 8 years older than Wesley, so he's now the same age I was when we first started
How crazy is
dating,
that?
which is crazy, yeah.
interesting.
Goes so fast.
It really does.
Yeah. We got together the same year as you, I think. You 2015?
14.
14? Yeah.
Yeah.
13?
Well,
Yeah.
met
Ours
at the
is
end
a
of
blurred
2013.
line because we started seeing each other, and then I went on tour, but we were together. Like, we don't really have a date.
We don't want a date because it's another thing to celebrate.
Yeah.
We've got enough.
Yeah.
You don't need
But I think we are up to like 8, nearly 9 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say about the date, because I was fixed on having a date, and this probably reveals a lot about maybe us as a couple or me as a person compared to Wesley, but we met on New Year's Eve, so December 31st, and then I'd come out of we'd both come out of really crappy, abusive relationships, and I was like, this is it, the next one, I'm just laying all the rules on the table, and they can either go tick the box and sign the dotted line, or they can
piss off.
Fuck off.
I was say bugger off, you went piss off and you went fuck off.
We're the well-spoken ones. Everyone's like, look, you swear a lot. I'm like, because I hang around her all the time.
Well, I knew after a week, I was like, okay, I could definitely date this guy. And so I said to Wesley, like, 1st of March, that's the cut-off date, more or less. So let's date for 2 months and see if you like each other. And if after the 1st of March and you've ticked all your boxes of if I've met what you need, on the 1st of March, you can send me a Facebook relationship request.
Ooh.
And if you're not feeling it by then, or you need more time, whatever, just tell me. But if you're not feeling it, rather we just say this was a fun 2 months and a fun little summer romance and walk away. But I was at I don't remember where we were, but I remember getting the request, and I was like...
It was the night we met your mum and
David.
David down at Scarborough Fish and Chip Shops on the shore, and we'd gone back to my parents' place because I was staying with my parents because I just moved up, and I
just got on the toilet.
Gone to the toilet, and I was lying in bed, and I did the whole, request for a relationship.
Oh,
and yeah,
that's cute.
And back then I didn't take my phone to the toilet, which is unheard of now. But I came back and got it. I was like full happy dance.
Celine, play.
Chest pumping.
I was actually just thinking about speaking about toilets and relationships. Like back in the day when you'd be so embarrassed. I don't know if you guys had this, but so embarrassed to go to the toilet when you first start seeing someone.
Oh yeah.
And
you weren't.
I was just talking about it with my girlfriend, and we'd like put to a wee, like put toilet paper in the bowl so you can't hear
the helipad.
Yeah.
For a wee.
Even for a week.
What's she doing in there? Nothing. Just on her phone.
It's really like the lighting.
How things have changed.
Oh my god!
Now the doors open.
Yeah,
Literally.
You're like, it's like a cat when it knows it shouldn't be there. It's like, and it's just, please have some elegance.
I think the date when you decide that it's acceptable to fart in front of each other is a real turning point.
Yeah.
I still remember Amy. We were at the Arias the first time.
We went at the Arias.
We
and
were
I farted for the
getting
first time
ready
in front of
for
you.
the Arias. Like we were getting dressed, and Amy.
No,
and
it
Emma
was the
were-
next day because we were hungover, and I just didn't have one shit to give anymore.
Well, you
So I did have plenty of shit.
you gave wind off a shit. It was like eating a biscuit. I was like,
Eating a dry wheat.
Yeah, I was like-
Lockie was. I've never seen such shock.
well, Mum's always been like, girls don't fart, except for my sister. And
Well, that's what your mum told you.
Yeah, Mum's just like, and
Wow.
if my sister farted, you're a trollop. Didn't sound like I'm making Mum sound terrible. But so I was always like, I've never heard girls fart. Any of the girls I dated previously never farted around
That's
me.
why.
And then I met you, and I was like, I don't know what to do
Just keeping
here.
it real. Keeping it
Very
real.
uncomfortable. Just a different upbringing. And now
And then
between you and
you
Emma,
got over it, and life
if
goes
I
on.
was a helium balloon, I would just be non-stop floating.
You heard it here first. Girls do fart, men, so get over it.
Can confirm.
Absolutely.
I think we just get disappointed when they're better than us. It's always a competition. I'm like, boop, and
Like,
it's like,
if you were
A foghorn.
if you were shy about it and all private about it, then I would be too. That's fair. But you're not, so
no
I'm
fair's
not going
fair.
to
No, we have a very
That's the way I
open
see it.
household. I'm lucky we're wearing clothes right now.
Walk for us all.
be. All right.
Anyway,
Guys, I want to hear about your pet peeves.
we need to get a buzzer for that
I know.
too. We need
We'll
two
get
buzzers.
Two
I'll leave that
buttons.
to
The
you.
clap buzzer.
You need the shade button from RuPaul. So
Right, that's Amy's homework. Thank
That's
you.
my couple goal this week.
Pet peeve. I think we might kick this off with a little Wesley Woodborne.
Oh, Daniel's been shitting himself all week about this. He's like, are we divorced after this? Where are we going?
Even in
with
the
this?
elevator on the way up, like, are we going to be still married at the end of this podcast?
Imagine that, the podcast that breaks relationships.
Oh, yeah, it's bound to happen one day.
Not because of us.
Please, God, not today.
yeah. Just roll of the dice. Let's
So-
do it.
Who's going first?
All right, I'll go first. Yeah. Mine's actually not too bad, but it's an interesting one, I think. So one of my pet peeves
My
is...
hands are sweating. Is anyone else?
Where are we going with this?
Not as much as Daniel's.
So one of my biggest pet peeves with Daniel, there's not many flaws Daniel has. And I'll say that not because Daniel is a great person, but this is one that just grinds away a little bit every time. So we will be watching a show together. We don't have the same interest in music and shows a lot of the time. So when we find something together, it's quite special.
Except for Shepherd.
Except for
Yeah. Well played.
there you go. Dudum.
Stream now on iTunes.
But we will be watching a show, and Daniel will decide that now's the time to pause midway through, generally to a build-up. Pause it to tell me something that he's remembered. But the kicker is, it's not the pause. The pausing is the start of the point. Is he was. So the other day, I spoke to this person, and I'll be like, everyone, I'm nodding, and there's like a 20-second lag or buffer, and he's like. And I was like, yes. And he goes, oh, and then I was like, what happened? Where did you go? Why are we wasting time? Is this, and then it was like, oh yeah, and then again, it was like, tell me a few things, and then
Pause.
I was like, what is?
There is a lot of buffering going on in my brain from time to time.
That is
Yeah.
one of my biggest pet peeves out of anyone who, if say Emma is across the room, she's like, Amy. I'm like, yeah? Silence.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah? Silence. And then I go over there, oh, nothing, never mind. Like that
Yeah.
kills
And
me.
it just, I'm like, why? Footnote it, put dot points.
Yeah.
What do you need to get this conversation to move forward so we can go back to what we were doing?
I'm doing fine. I feel great. If that's what you brought to the table today, I'm like, sweet.
Did you know that you do that?
I actually noticed I did it a few times this week, trying to tell a story that took about 6 weeks to tell. But
and then I usually will, because I will say something like, you were explaining dinner we're going to New Zealand next week, and Daniel was explaining a restaurant, and he's like, oh, they have this and they have this. I was like, yep, I get the cuisine is this, and they have this. I'm like, Daniel, I said yes. Like,
Just
I get
excited.
Well, there you go. Wesley's pet peeve.
So what's the
take too long
goal?
to tell
What's
the
the
story.
goal you could set?
Oh, I want to hear my pet peeve first.
Okay,
and then we
all
can
right,
set
we'll set
goals.
goals after.
Okay.
Find a new apartment, apparently.
Yeah. Newstead, preferably.
Yeah.
Find alternative accommodation.
Anyone need a roommate?
My pet peeve of Wesley is that Wesley has a memory of an elephant. So Wesley will remember, like I remember these key things we've talked about today, but Wesley will remember what happened on the Tuesday 3 weeks after that happened at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the amount of times, remember that? Remember this? Remember that? I told you. I told you. When did you tell me?
Daniel's trigger
In
word is
2000
remember.
2017 in January.
Have you seen that, like Reels or TikTok at the moment? It's like, do you remember?
No.
Remember. I want to see you guys do that one.
All right, I might give that one a crack, but yeah. Like my brain, I've got 10,000 tabs open in my brain at any given time
10,000 tabs.
between my various jobs and everything going on with the band and life and all those things, which we all have stuff going on, but I never get to close the tab. I feel like when you finish work, it's a full-on day at the hospital, but then you get to close the tab because you're not telling the patient, I'll come back and finish stitching up tomorrow. Like you finish it
You're
and
done.
then you go
See
home.
ya.
Whereas half of my job is coming back to finish the stitching tomorrow.
That's a great metaphor.
I am the tab that never closes.
Let's get rid of her.
And this is not to be therapy for work for
For all of us. That's just laundromatic.
And so I'm always in my head, and I don't always pay attention if Wesley doesn't tell me that something's important or say, Daniel, I need you to remember this. But if he says in passing down the hallway, oh, by the way, blah, 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 I'm not guaranteed have not absorbed what you've just told me. But he's remembered it for
But then
5
you
years.
remember something from like 1987 where you're like
Yeah,
wearing...
my trauma, but not my... Then what I have for dinner.
My trauma. I agree. I'm with Dan there because Amy often says that to me, and I'm the same. I've got a million things on, and if anyone, even in the gym,
That's why we have to say remember.
No,
remember.
People in the gym say stuff to me. I'm like, text it or send me a calendar invite. If there's no calendar invite, I don't give a fuck if you told me it or not. Like, it's got to happen.
Yeah.
And Amy's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's not in my calendar, so therefore it doesn't exist in my world.
There you go. So
There
the
you
word
go.
remember is a trigger. Remember? I'm like,
I love it. All right, so couple goals. What is your
You can kick this one off. I had to start with
Okay.
Peeves. So.
Daniel's couple goals?
And you won't need to
Wes?
remember this. We've got it on film.
Yeah, that's right. You can refer back.
my couple goal isn't really related to remember because that could take.
I've tried to
That's
say,
just the way
do you
it is.
recall? I've
Using a thesaurus to find another word for remember.
Yeah, synonym for remember.
recall. Do you recall?
Just start a fresh trigger. No, Wesley, you go first for the
All right.
goal.
My goal, I had a bit of a think about this one for you. Wait, is it for him or for us?
Oh, it's going to benefit both of you, I think.
All right,
Yep.
so this one's for him because I'm perfect. No. So I would like to set a goal for a week and we're going into leave, so I think we're going on holiday, so I think it could be practiced more, is you getting up in the morning and not turning over to your phone first.
Oh.
Shots fired.
So I
think that's great.
I think
Wow, is
the
that something
first,
we're both going to do, or is it just a one that
this is
applies
a
to
you
me?
goal.
Oh.
They asked me what I'm setting for you. This is
Yeah.
a you goal.
Yeah.
You can use your goal for whatever you want.
I'll text you
That's-
to remind you.
No, but I
How will you know if I'm not doing it since you'll be on your phone?
because when I wake up and I roll over and you're already on your phone. No, so I just think that waking up in the morning, the first thing you see is a screen. It can be quite triggering, and I know your line of work is.
I know that people.
Yeah, your
Dan's
phone
gonna
is
do it,
24/7, and I get that. I'm not saying don't use your phone, but I think the first thing you do is you wake up and you quite literally roll over to grab the phone. I think have that moment, take that time just for you, and just like brace yourself for the day, so you don't go straight into like 60 tabs and the music's playing in the background and someone's frozen and you're just like, what's going on?
Cortisol overload.
Yeah, I think just take the 10 minutes, just stretch.
That is a good goal, and actually would be very beneficial.
I really like that goal, and if Amy could ditto that, boom.
Well, I have to, because Lockie gets up at 4 a.m. I do that to message him good morning. So does that count? It's the first thing I do.
No, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
My goal for you, Wesley. Wesley is an emergency nurse who works late hours all over the shop. And obviously when you come home from a late shift, you want to chill out on the couch for a little bit. But my goal for you will be, which for the remainder of this week, I guess, is when you come home, I don't think you need to spend 3 hours watching TV into 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's chill time. That's
First of all, you don't know what I've done for the first 12 hours of that day.
Been at work. Clap, clap. We all went to work.
This is similar to Lockie's pet peeve to mine, though. Yeah.
It's just more of switching off, though, for me. It's
I'm
not...
I'm all for it, but I think it sometimes drags into like...
excessive.
Into then making your next day a mess because your sleep patterns is completely...
I mean, look, it doesn't help that I book shifts back to back. And
True.
But okay, that's fair. Yeah, okay. All right. I'll just listen to music instead.
Okay.
No, that's doable. Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Okay.
Challenge
So
I think they're great goals.
They are great goals.
And I'm sitting here thinking we should probably do
the
both
same.
of those. Well, I think because I like that one as well because it's important to have your switch off time, but if you sit there for 3 hours, you've just lost 2 hours that you could be hanging out or sleeping, so the next day you are
A bit more.
better for each other. Because I just think about how quickly this year's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone so fast.
Yeah,
I feel like
really
I've
has.
hardly seen you the last 12 weeks, really.
Yeah, it's been busy. Right, Daniel?
It has. I wouldn't change a thing though. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, it has been. It's been good. But I did miss you.
Thank you.
But imagine doing it for artists you didn't love. That'd be,
know.
and there are definitely people out there working for artists that they're not that into. That
Yeah.
would be so
Mm.
soul destroying. But
I know.
when you love the music and love the tunes, it's a real pleasure. So
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Well, I think we'll leave it there. You guys are off the hook. Hope you're not getting divorced.
Still together.
We can't afford to get divorced. There you go.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure to have you both on.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I loved it. I got so much out of it. It was a good laugh
Awesome.
as well. And for those who are not watching, join our Patreon so you can watch. But if you're listening, like, share, subscribe, and hit Dan and Wes up. Where can people follow you if they would like to
Or
do
do you
so?
want people to follow you?
Always ask.
Consent matters.
Yeah.
Am I a fame whore? What? You can find me at Daniel Watson _
_Empire
Instagram.
Song.
What's that?
_Empire Song.
Daniel at shepherd.com. I'm just Daniel Watson on Instagram.
I'm just Wesley Woodborne on Instagram as well, but I'm a private account, so follow Daniel. He's more interesting.
Yeah, so fuck off.
So private. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.